All right. Good evening, everyone. This is the CSRN Weekend Review, and we come to you every week and talk about the things that we've done last week, the things that we're working on right now, and some of the things that's coming up. So while Jody's liking and sharing all of our stuff, we'll start as we always do with our intro video. So this is the CSRN Weekend Review. We'll be right back.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, the other thing that we've got to come to see now that many of us didn't see too well during the last 10 years, that is that racism
not guilty
is still alive in American society and much more widespread.
Broke his neck after Baltimore police.
A handful of protesters, a handful of criminals and thugs who...
Many in moments of anger, many in moments of deep bitterness, engage in riots. And as long as America postpones justice, we stand in the position of having these recurrences of violence and riots over and over again. Social justice and progress are the absolute guarantors of riot prevention.
Mr. Gray's death was a homicide.
The Negro was freed from the bondage of physical slavery.
The athletes marched onto a stage.
But at the same time, the nation refused to give him land to make that freedom meaningful. Freedom without land to cultivate. Freedom and famine at the same time.
And create jobs for our people.
The Negro is to be free. He must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful. Individually, we are poor when you compare us with white society in America. We are poor. Collectively, we are richer than all the nations in the world with the exception of 9. That's power right there if we know how to prove it. We begin the process of building a greater economic base. And at the same time, we are putting pressure where it really hurts. We don't have to argue with anybody. We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country. Say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. We come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow. Our agenda calls for withdrawing economic support from you. We mean business now, and we are determined to gain our rightful place in God's world.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, or our weekend review. I'm Brother Washington Muhammad. I use the pronouns he and him. I'm one of the co-founders of CSRN and also a local registered member of the Nation of Islam. 9 years ago, Mike Leonardi, Jabril Bey had an idea, and they called it Community Solidarity Day. And later on, they called me and asked me to help plan a couple of things. And I think along the way, we met you, Jody.
Yep.
All right. And today, I have on my blue hat, my brown rim glasses. I've got on my T-shirt that says Marvel Expressions. I was thinking about House of Chaos today, and it's a lot going on with that program, but I didn't have any House of Chaos gear.
That's cool.
So the closest thing
you might get some today.
Oh, okay, all right. I'd
That's
have mentioned their name. That should
He
get me
loves
some
swag bags.
I should get some merch from that. And I've got my beads on, and as always, I'm dedicated to respecting, protecting, and defending all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or loss. This is the home of Black Lives Matter and Injustice or Else. And Jody, I'm excited to get to Sabina. So as you see, I made my intro short. It doesn't mean that you make yours short. So if you could introduce yourself, how many bands, I shouldn't say how many bands you got. How many? Somebody might come in and try to rob us. But what are you wearing? And then we'll get to our mission statement.
Just trying to boot me off air real quick.
I know.
Stuff like that.
That's what's up.
Well, what's up, everybody? Jody J. Summers, child of the system, better known as Spoken Truth. I actually don't have a lot of bands on today. I'm enjoying not having to be everywhere all the time and in all the spaces doing all the stuff. So just some tiger's eye today.
Hey, I've never seen your wrist before.
I know.
Right. Okay.
I'm realizing stuff as I go over the years, as the buttons have changed from our main buttons, and now it's like in my blood. You just look up what the movement is, and you'll see me. So,
hey, where did you get those bracelets?
Let's see. So this one is from Alfea, which is Custom Treats.
Okay.
Custom Treats, and we've had them in our box when we did the Black Lives Matter Awards, and your sons. So I don't think he has a name.
Yeah, Ashra, but Ashra bracelet.
Ashra. Okay,
yeah.
So we have to get that shout out and everything.
That's right. Get some free stuff next time.
Some stuff to put in some gift boxes. But for those of you listening out there, another reason why we describe ourselves, because we're on live right now, currently.
That's right.
But this is most of the time where people are driving, trying to get their kids, trying to do activities and stuff. We don't want you looking at a screen. So also we're on Spotify.
That's right.
Got to figure out what our station name is over there. But so that way you can hear our voice. And, as a lot of people tell me, I have a smooth, silky, soft, healthy, all that good voice and stuff.
It is, without breaking any man codes. Yeah, it is.
So you might just want to listen to us, put us in the kitchen while you're cooking something and see what's going on locally. But I am a big brown bear of a man that is covered in tattoos and crystals and stones and bones from just kind of being free, being an author, artist, poet, and all the stuff that I get to do. So in appreciation of that, I collect things from people. What you see around my neck or on my wrist, or even the buttons I wear, are representations of when I'm up there on stage or speaking. I am never alone. You guys jingle with me. When I'm in movies, you jingle with me. I just shot my first indie of the year. I don't know how all that works with stuff. Don't ask me about SAG. But anyway, and I made sure to put, like, your son was up there in part of my costume for the character I'm playing, and you get to come with me. My book that just released in the library, you get to come with me. So if you never write a book in your life, your name is in the Library of Congress because I added you as inspiration for a poem or stuff like that. I think that's more important than saying how famous I am. How many people can you get to be inspired to do something they've never thought of before?
That's right.
But, we turned 9 years in 2 months.
That's correct. And I think that we're going to do something special for Black November because that's the month that CSRN was founded. So each week we're going to bring on a special guest that may have organized with us, planned with us, and helped us get this thing to where it is.
Good. And if you're wondering, chemistry doesn't come in overnight and stuff. You may watch the show every week, and we thank you so much if you do, or listen to it, catch in every now and then. But this is 9 years of all kinds of stuff.
That's right.
Stuff you see behind us wasn't just bought and paid for. We were there.
Yep.
That's literally us on those lines. I mean, yes, we have inspirational people and stuff, but honestly, the only reason why I'm here because I lived through it.
That's right.
I didn't just get mad one day and say I'm going to pick up a sign and then give up. I knew probably early on, and we'll get that to that and the Black Lives Matter moment where I stood in this. So 30 years from now, you go still see me saying CSRN, Black Lives Matter. They could be like, well, what about, I don't know. What about other organizations? They may have came in and helped, but we are our own entity. And
That's
how
right.
you get there is with a mission statement.
And guiding principles.
Right. That's like our foundation and glue, not duct tape and chewing gum.
That's right.
So this is who we are. We do this at the beginning of the show because you go to places, you repeat something enough. If you can get other people to repeat it, because we used to have people come in and read this themselves to feel, connected to the words. That's how you get it done. So we are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014, the day after it was announced that the killer, a Ferguson, Missouri police officer, of Michael Brown, an unarmed teenager, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, and harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often, police brutality goes without consequence or sacrifice or accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, and citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate progressive, community-based events that help foster self-development, and we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable to their sworn duties, be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc., etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, yes, all, regardless of class, creed, or color. For all lives to matter. Black lives, yes, Black lives must matter. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
All right. So with the mission statement, we think about the Black Lives Matter moment. We've been doing this. It'll be 9 years in a couple of months. What is one of the things that we've done as regarding organizing, planning, protests, political forum? What stands out to you?
I'm going to go one that's kind of, rearing his head up again as far as our water and our resources and everything like that. Shout out to the Lake Erie Bill of Rights. Of course, they did that and went on the show and then got laughed on some national talk show or whatever it is. And now here it is again after that failed. And the council people and the mayor have stepped up with the Arts Commission and stuff trying to enforce this about. I've seen a couple billboards. We didn't have billboards before, but we didn't. A law passed for at least a little bit. Supreme Court kicked it out. But on that tip with the water, I'm going to go our benefits for aid for Flint.
All right, that's what's up.
Because we worked with a lot of organizations. I mean, water, just bring it home locally. But that aid for Flint thing was interesting. It didn't take a national celebrity to come here. We just started asking our other activist friends, hey, can you donate a gallon? Can you donate a, what was it? This is back, the little bottles of water.
Right.
Then they were charging ridiculous prices, like $15 for one. So we took truckloads up there.
That's right.
One of the things, me and Leonardi, we went up there, and that's my first accredited movie because they were shooting something called Parts Per Billion. We went up there outside the courthouse, and me and New World Order and a couple of other groups. We had the Michigan Militia. I made them cry. Hopefully they got that on film. I got to watch that film. But yeah, that's my Black Lives Matter moment.
All right. So we're going to get into our guiding principles, take a short break. All right. And it's New Order Human Rights Organization. It's not New World Order. I think that's something else. All right. I'm like, oh Lord. All right. Hey, I ain't scared, but come on, Jody. All right. These are our guiding principles. man, having all of these different personalities as activists, and each and every one of the activists that organize with us could easily do this themselves and be good. All right. Yeah. So how do you bring all of us together? We have our guiding principles. This makes sure that we are honest with each other. We're able to care for each other. And it goes like this. All Black lives matter. Queer Black lives, trans Black lives, formerly and presently incarcerated Black lives, poor working class Black lives, wealthy Black lives, differently able Black lives, Black men and women lives, immigrant Black lives, Black elderly and children lives. All Black lives matter and are the creators of this space. We throw no one under the bus. We rise together. Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe means one who changes a thing or one who makes a thing happen. Thriving instead of surviving. Our vision is based on the world we want, not the one we're currently in. We seek to transform, not simply react. We want our people to thrive, not just exist. Think beyond the possible. Ashe?
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. Embrace the best tools, practices, and tactics, and leave those behind that no longer serve us. Ashe?
Ashe.
Evaluation and assessment must be built into our culture. Critical reflection must be a part of all of our work. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. Ashe?
Ashe.
Principled struggle can exist in a positive environment. We must be honest with one another by embracing direct, loving communication. Ashe?
Ashe.
What's the next one? Love. Self-love is practiced in every element of all we do. Love and self-love must be a driver of our work and an indicator of our success. Without this principle and without healing, we will harm each other and undermine our movement. Ashe?
Ashe.
360-degree vision. We honor past struggles and wisdom from elders. The work we do today builds the foundations of movements of tomorrow. We consider our mark on future generations. Ashe?
Ashe.
Self-care means we build resilient spaces by budgeting time, energy, and resources for healing. Self-care is a regular, consistent, intentional, and essential practice. Ashe?
Ashe.
The most directly affected people are experts at their own lives and should be in leadership at the center of our movement and telling their stories directly. Ashe?
Ashe.
Training and leadership development should be fundamental. Our movement must constantly grow and leadership must constantly multiply. Ashe?
Ashe.
So those are our guiding principles that's helped keep us here for the past 9 years. So I'll tell you what, let's take a short break. Yep. We're going to come back with our sister from House of Chaos, Sabina Rodriguez. Stay tuned. This is the Community Solidarity Response Network, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
We wear the mask that grins and lies. It shades our cheeks and hides our eyes. This debt we pay.
I'm feeling like Maya, a bird who was caged but learned how to fly in. I learned how to rise in, I learned how to sail above the horizons. I'm feeling inspired, embodying queens I truly admire. They made me who I am, they raised my esteem, I hold on the highest. I'm feeling like light is, but really I'm heavy and solid as rock is. She taught me to rock this, so act like you know that nobody can stop this. I feel like Latifah, I'm feeling like Dane and doing it major. They all wanna cover the girl, they know I'm the queen with all of this flavor. I'm loving my haters, be trying to defy these worldly isms. I'm presidential, look up to the woman Shirley Chisholm. I'm bought and I'm boss with it. Campaign, I walk different. Self-made, my sauce different. She speaks and I talk different. Hey, I'm feeling like Barbara, feel like Miss Jordan, feeling important. So give me my minutes or I get to getting like the senator. Hit a switch to the score when I'm feeling like Lauren. That mean nothing even matter but my peace and protecting the garden. I'm feeling like Shauna. Like why they young got me on top of the car. I'm going too hard. I give them the blues and get no regard. And while I'm at that, I cannot forget about the brat. I was little with braids on my back. In the mirror I stared and I rap. I'm feeling this music and my soul deep in the way it remind me of Patrice rushing when I rhyme scheme on a go level high keys. And I do it with taste, I'm moving with grace. I forget you not, hope it dancing to heaven, Miss J. Hayes. Yeah, it was Badu, made me do the math, and back then I ain't get it. Now I'm feeling like Erica, now I'm more clever, yeah, now I'm with it. Didn't you know what you know, thought I told you. I got mama gun off in the holster, so don't try to fight it. Free my people, use the weapon the way that I'm poster. Let me post up, Lisa Leslie in the pain. Like, what's up? Put a dunk up, cause they try to say I can't. I'm feeling like Venus. I feel like Serena when I get open. Got a lot of this mojo. I'm like Flo Joe on the track and I'm smoking. I'm feeling no pressure. I'm the livest one to do it. I feel like Larissa when my title's undisputed. I give him the best that I got. I can't even fake it. Got him caught in the rap shit. Hit him with it like Anita Baker. Mildred Taylor, made a roll of thunder, hear my cries as I stain the paper with the tears I spilled and still survive. I'm feeling like Billy from Philly, got all of this poetry in me. Got a lot of these words and sounds, they so fluid and they flow so vividly. I feel like you knew it was meant to be. I scream SOS, but don't send for me. I'm feeling like Mary Davis, the voice that could truly save us. I'm feeling like Mama Grand, that's the sister them who ain't even famous. I got all the strength of my ancestors running through my veins. Check my demeanor, I'm feeling like Missy. I hear the rain on my window pane, but I think I could do anything. Working like that, like they never sang. I'm really hot, well, selling fame. I got something they can't take away. My little light need a brighter day. Time after time, I gon' make a way. I gotta get it all kind of ways. Watch your bones splash like a tidal wave. I got them sick at the sight of me. Get a one up on me, nada. I go more fast like a cider. Down for the cause of them twilight. Helping my people to prosper. Yeah. She speaks for the unspoken, give her more facts. Got 2 strikes as a female and born black. Feeling like Rita, what a world of wisdom, love, and perseverance. She instilled in me, I could never give up. I never let them silence me, I got too much to say. Could have been me and you, how to move up home, skill Breonna Taylor.
I mean, that's why when someone asks me about violence, I just find it incredible. Because what it means is that the person who's asking that question has absolutely no idea what Black people have gone through.
I do this with my babies, fist up like Angela Davis. Hope that I'm sparking the changes, so they're not stuck in the matrix. You see what I'm on, I'm Nina Simone, they see I'm defiant. This fire that's burning inside of my soul won't stop for a hydrant. Young, gifted, and black, faculties intact. Crown on in my head high, activated on standby. I feel like Monique, I'm daring to think they owe what I'm worth. I fight till it hurt, I'm coming for mine, I'm going berserk. I'm feeling like Mother Wit, no pain, no gain, I've been on some other shit, making sure they know my name, Big Slim, whole thing, one call, whole gang. Yeah, I got some folks who gon' do the most about me, gon' bang. If I ever came this one, the Tati and Derry was running up. I bet I look Bill, I'm giving them hell, I'm running my numbers up. And shout out to Two-Tone, no, well, hip you to the T. You heard a lot of women rap, but got nothing on way. I'm ballin' like Crystal Sutter, 23 rests of power. Fire like Zaya Cook, put it up on Natasha Howard. Get it out the mud, but locks is tight, so you know Tay Neal. If nobody love me, this whole world, no say will. I was only 11 when I lost the key of my favorite cousin. But your memory running through Bridge of Fate.
All right. This is the CSRN podcast, a weekend review. If you didn't know, that's my daughter that I wish I could have had that she speaks, Robin Schaefer, Robin Jones. You find her on Facebook and hit her up on her website. That sister is dynamic. And as always, obviously, Jody, we didn't swap Jody out with something new and better, but hey, it is what it is. Our special guest today, who are you? What are you wearing? And what are we talking about today?
So I'm Sabina Rodriguez, and I'm with TheHouse of Chaos, and I have on my handy dandy headband and my hoodie, and that's mostly how I travel, with my headband and my hoodie.
All right. Now, you're very modest. You say, yes, I'm Sabina Rodriguez, TheHouse of Chaos. Now, what is it? How long has it been in existence? And man, what all do you do?
So we've been, I guess, in existence for 4 years. We have the Guerrero Memorial Scholarship Fund, and we started that out 4 years ago. This year, we're up to $10,000 in scholarships. We have a Christmas giveaway. Last year, we gave away to 246 children.
Wow.
This year, we hope to double that. We have Toledo's Top Talent. We did a talent show with local children and young adults, and we ran that for 12 weeks. We found some amazing talent in Toledo. We had a finale show in August, and so we've completed that already. We have a podcast competition coming up. We just do different programs for the community wherever we see there's a need.
I'm thinking over here, Jody, is there anything that she doesn't do? All right. So what was it that made you interested in community service? You could have easily, trust me, if you know, and we'll talk about her family in a minute. Not talk about her family like that, because I know they may be right outside. But you could have easily just taken care of your family and did that thing. What was it that made you want to be involved in community service?
I think it's the need. There's a lot of need out there. The kids don't get the need that they're not fulfilling the need that's there. Having 10 children makes it easier to be able to see. My oldest is 28 and my youngest is 3, and to see the way the children have evolved since my 28-year-old was a child to now, my teenager that's a teenager. It's just like a whole different set of kids. The world's evolving, but the programming's not evolving. The things that we do with them is not evolving. So I just felt like, everything that I went through would have been in vain had I not have shared my experiences with these kids and try to help them out. Wishing, like I told you, I always wish I had a me that would have intervened and said, hey, this is this or that is that. Well, you just need, there's a need. So that's kind of where we kind of fell into that line.
All right, family. I already said that sister is so humble. She talked about, yes, for my 10 children, you talked about your 10 children like I talked about my 2, all right? So you've got 10. All right, I'm going to do the parent countdown, all right? What are their names? We need 10 children.
I have Carlos, Jesse, Destiny, Julio, Jane, Alicia, Sienna, Soraya, Sabina, and Sabella.
All right. Okay. All right. So I stopped counting at 5. All right. So you
now there are 5 adults and 5. Well, there's 6 adults and 4 children.
All right. So I met Carlos. All right. I met Carlos.
Yep,
all right.
That's
so
my oldest son.
So I'm name dropping just in case. All right. So don't pull up on me. All right. I know Carlos. All right. All right. Let's talk about Toledo's top talent. How did that idea come about that that young people can showcase their talents in a safe environment and feel good about it? How did that idea come about?
So my mom's been talking about this for years. Since American Idol first came out, my mom's been talking about, we should do a show in Toledo. There's so much talent in Toledo. And so
that sounds like her. When
she
like
just
her.
thinks anything pops out the walls. So
that's
how we came about with that program. So when she brought up the idea, our board started working on it last year into this year in hopes that we would get funding.
Okay.
And so then when the funding fell through, we were just like, you know what, let's just do it. And it was a success. So we're glad that we did it. Taylor Hyundai backed us on that. So it turned out great. We got some great assistance from Taylor Hyundai. So we're happy for that.
And shout out to Taylor and shout out to also Terry Crosby, who functions as the kind of the neighborhood ambassador liaison. And I've known Terry from the time that we worked together briefly. He was too smart, so he quit the job. He left me behind. I'll never forget you for that. All right. Well, anyway. All right. So we've got Toledo's top talent. You also have a podcast competition coming up. All right. So for anybody that's watching this, you may not know, okay, why a podcast competition and why is that important?
So the reason why we came up with the podcast competition is because this is kind of the new age. And, there's a lot of people that want to either start a podcast or they want to be on a podcast or they want some part of the podcast world, but they don't have, the guidance or the needs that they have. So when we came up with this idea, we sat down with, again, Steve Taylor and the Taylor Automotive family, and we said, hey, there's a need for this. We want to put this program together, and he backed us again 100% and told us, go ahead. So we are putting the program. We'll start our first class the first week of October. We had it for this week. But, with everything we have going on, there's no way that we could have got it coordinated and had the proper tools for them.
All right. Now, I think that's on the House of Chaos page. Jody, have we friended their page yet?
And Toledo's Top Talent is the page too.
Okay, so and I asked if you like CSRN, we want you to also like House of Chaos. All right. And like Toledo's Top Talent. So we're giving all of our followers some marching orders. Now, everybody that may have been sensitive to Black issues, now you know that it's all of us. All right. And we like for you to like the House of Chaos, and it's the House of Chaos. All right. It's two words with two words. Okay. I wanted to ask, how did that happen? The House of Chaos? Or was there some thought in that?
So when the pandemic came around, the 10 of us were all in the same house. We all kind of like I told you, we have a 10-bedroom house. So we all kind of like bunched up in the house. And we all decided that we were going to see who went viral on the internet first.
Okay.
And so we all came up with our own brand, our own name, or whatever we wanted to call it. And I chose the House of Chaos because there's always something chaotic going on in our house. And I mean, there's no better way to describe us, but then, where there's chaos, there's peace.
And I gotta call you out again, Sabina. In a 10-bedroom house, there has to be some chaos.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Okay. All right. I thought I was living up with a 2-bedroom house. I was just about to go online and say, "Hey, look at me." All right. Next, I wanted to talk about, we talked about the podcast competition. I want everybody that that follow our page to follow the House of Chaos, follow Toledo's Top Talent. Also, what happened recently, there was a flash mob. Was that last Saturday? All right, last Saturday, that was at Joe Brown Park. My job was involved, Lyman Humidop, and we had a resource table. Who came up with that idea and why?
And again, that was my idea. I came up with the thought because, like I said, the last time, I mean, a lot of us are failing for a lack of knowledge. And I feel like, for us, if it's not right there and, grasp reach, we don't really go looking for it. We don't go to find it. So I was trying to bring TPD, the community, some of our local leaders together so we could have that raw conversation. Why are our children dying? Why are we finding them in alleys? Why are we, last night, a 14-year-old little boy passed, and all they could talk about is the way his mom laid there and screamed for him to just stay awoke. But we shouldn't be having these conversations about 14-year-old kids. So we were bringing all the resources for mental health, gun violence, drug abuse, and suicide to the park. So, a lot of times when people are having fun and things are going, they feel more comfortable. And that's what we're trying to do, build a relationship between the House of Chaos and the community, where if there is a need, they know that they can come to us. And if we cannot supply their need, we can outsource them to somebody who can. So we invited like Lima Humidop. We had the movement there.
That's right.
We had suicide awareness there. We had a lot of people there just to be able to talk to people and give them resources so if they needed them.
And I think it's a big difference when you bring the resources to the people. Most of us that work in that field, we're in our offices. Most of us have attitudes. So if a person does want help, sometimes they're intimidated because of whoever had a bad day. Not that anyone has that at Lima Humidop, because that's my job. And we don't do that type of stuff we don't do that all the time. All right. Shout out to Miss Myrtle. All right. I'll be cleaning out my desk tomorrow. That's all right. But no, it's not, Mel. But I'm glad that you were able to do that. It makes it more comfortable for us to talk about substance abuse. It makes it more comfortable to talk about mental health, getting treatment, how to keep your community safe. And some of those things, a stigma is attached to us getting help, having those conversations, and being able to, what you say, get knowledge. All right. And I think that getting knowledge is the key for a lot of us. Some of us, we just don't know, suffer in ignorance. And some of us that do know don't want to take it to them.
Right.
Because we don't want to get our suit dirty. We don't want to engage our people. And sometimes we just have the attitude like that we're better, all right, while the people are suffering. Last question is about self-care. That's one of our principles, that self-care is an essential, intentional practice that we do to help balance us out so that we can make it back the next week or the next day and do this again. What is it that you do? You've got 10 children, 5 adult, 5 of them coming up. You've got 4 to 6 things that you're doing in the community, plus probably a host of other things that I have no idea. What do you do to bring it all in, Sabina?
Well, I know you don't like my answer, but I always tell you when my kids ask me, like, Mom, when are you going to sleep? And I always tell them I'm going to sleep when I die. But like I said, I mean, I don't get too much downtime in my life. Like, it's just been a constant go, go, go. And Sundays, like I said, because if I don't make it to church, and anybody in my church will tell you, she'll come with her husband, she'll come with the kids, but if none of them get up, she'll be here by herself sitting in that pew all alone.
Okay, that's awesome.
Because that's kind of how I refresh my week. You know, I get up, I go to church, and it just seems like it does something for me. So that's about the only downtime I get.
Okay.
Because I even work on Sundays. So.
All right. Okay. Well, downtime is downtime. Whatever a person's downtime is and whatever they do, we call those I statements. One person's downtime, whatever their self-care may be different from mine. But whatever it is, it got you up and going today. All right. All right. My last question. If anyone wanted to do what you do, somebody may be watching this and they may be saying, wow, I want to do what Sabina does. How do they get started?
I would just say, just do it. I mean, it sounds, like, just commercial, but just do it. I mean, when we started out with our Christmas giveaway, I just woke up one day and told my kids, you're going to give away 2/3 of everything you have, because my kids get blessed for Christmas all year round. And I said, it's like hoarding at this point. So you guys need to give up all this stuff, because I mean, my kids will get something new and it'll stay in the bag till their following birthday. And we don't even know where it's at, by then. So I'm like, you guys have to give everything away and do what you guys need to do. And I started calling people in the community, collecting donations. So if you think it's not possible, it's definitely possible. And the network of people that you need are already in your circle. You just haven't asked, you just haven't reached out. And then after a while, it was just like, we got to the point where we were servicing so many people that the money that we had wasn't enough,
Right.
So we had to start reaching out to
That's right.
Taylor Automotive and people like that, because we needed more funds to be able to fund our programs. But I mean, it's possible. I mean, even if you just start giving away, cans of food, it starts with something small. It don't start overnight, something huge, but it happens.
All right. Every time you talk, I come up with another question, and I know I'm not looking at Jody because I know he's giving me the eye. They're going to start clicking the light on and off at Mott Branch Library, where they always lay out the red, black, and green carpet for us every week. So shout out to Mott Branch. I wanted to ask you this. Did I forget my question? I think I forgot my question. What's going on? Yeah. No, we already asked her why. She talked about giving. She talked about, I wanted to ask you, how did that go over with your children to just tell them, hey, this year we're giving it away?
Well, the first year it was like pulling pins and needles, but over the years it got a lot easier. Like right now, this is the part of our season where we're decluttering everything and getting rid of everything. So I see a lot more new tags.
Okay.
I see a lot
That's
more
awesome.
stuff. So they definitely give in more now freely.
All right. Now, my really last question, if someone wanted to donate toward House of Chaos, Toledo's top talent that's watching this, and, we always have our Cash App and PayPal if anyone wants to support CSRN. However, if someone wanted to support House of Chaos and Toledo's top talent, what would they do?
So we have a website called ToledoTopTalent.com without the Toledo's Top Talent. There's no S on Toledo. It's ToledoTopTalent.com.
Okay.
And there's a donation button or SKU code or something.
All right. Hey, all right. It's all good. No, let them do some work out here. All right. So here's what I need you to do. If you like CSRN, go to ToledoTopTalent.com. Is that right? Or
yep.
.org?
ToledoTopTalent.com.
Go to ToledoTopTalent.com. Click and look for donate. All right, and take it from there. Donate to this worthy cause. You see where the funds are being used. You see that they need more. All right. And if you like CSRN, we like for you to like the House of Chaos. We like for you to like Toledo's Top Talent, and we want you to go to ToledoTopTalent.com and donate toward that organization. If you ever want to do something in the community and you don't have time, well, you must have some money. So go to Toledo Top Talent and donate. Would you be willing to come back again?
For sure.
Man, we want to thank you, Sabina. Hey, let's click the applause button and give our sister a hand as we close on out. This is awesome. So this is Toledo. I was going to say this is Toledo Top Talent. I'm about to get 2 checks. I'm going to get 2 checks. Angel, I'm about to get paid twice. All right. Hey, this is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. Hey, we'll be right back.
Did you know addiction is a disease, not a moral dilemma? The opioid epidemic and substance use have a major impact on communities of color and many people's lives. Wasion Wellness Recovery Support Center offers culturally relevant inpatient and outpatient behavioral health treatment and recovery support services to any Ohioan struggling with addiction, mental health, or finding sober, safe housing. We must recognize that treatment is available and accessible to all. If you are in need of treatment or want to find out more information, you can call 1-888-728-2.
Audio Jungle.
Did you know addiction is a disease, not a moral dilemma? The opioid epidemic and substance use have a major impact on communities of color and many people's lives. The Joshua Treatment Center offers culturally relevant inpatient and outpatient behavioral health treatment and recovery support services to any Ohioan struggling with addiction, mental health, or finding sober, safe housing. We must recognize that treatment is available and accessible to all. If you are in need of treatment or want to find out more information, you can call 1-888-728-2713.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call digital edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. Hey, listen, I want to just a big shout out to Sabina Rodriguez, House of Chaos, Toledo's top talent, and log on to ToledoTopTalent.com and donate toward a worthy cause of making change for our youth and families in the community. Before we get to tying up some loose ends, Jody, I want to give out our Nguzu Saba, our Kwanzaa word of today. Kind of been lacking for
that, and you know, you kind of skipped. I don't know where that word came from. Skipped on the Black Lives Matter moment for yourself.
Oh, you know what? I thought that you wanted us to hurry up and get to Sabina. All right. So, real quick, our Nguzu Saba word of the day is Nia, and that's purpose, because I was thinking about angel earlier today. So I was like, hey, let's go and do Nia. And Nia means to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. And Kwanzaa is not only December 26th through the 1st, but it's 365. These are some dynamite principles. And if you know Diane Glover, Mother Diane Glover, she is going to be organizing Kwanzaa really. Oh, did I say Glover?
Yes,
Diane Gordon. Her mom is Lola Glover. All right.
I ask you what you do
Mama
for
Gordon.
Your moment of clarity.
I was talking to House of Chaos, and Sabina was saying, yeah, it's chaos. So I guess chaos is in my mind. All right. I'm going to stick to that one right there. And my Black Lives Matter moment will have to be our sheriff's, Lucas County Sheriff Forum.
Yeah.
Where we brought together law enforcement that wanted to lobby for the seat or that position of the sheriff. And the sheriff one of his duties is to be in charge of the jail. And if you've been to Lucas County Jail like I have, they got to upgrade that place. It's inhumane, and it's not fit.
But not downtown. We've already had that fight.
Okay. Well, yeah, right. Well, they already have a place for it, and it's going to be near. It's going to be near there, but we wanted to. We talked about picking a sheriff that would look into the county jail. Like I said, if you're like me and you've gone through there once or twice, maybe 3 to 4 times, you know that place is not fit for people. So, and I thought that having Mac McCluster to host it and to moderate it, Mac McCluster is a veteran. He was I think a military police, decorated. He also served as security for our Black Lives Matter Police Academy too. So shout out to Matt McCluster and Tight Shot Consulting. That's what he does now, along with a lot of other things. So that was my Black Lives Matter moment. Most people think that we're either protesting or hating on law enforcement. But how can we do that when we're organizing a sheriff's forum?
Yeah, just the law, not the people. Laws are stupid. But
all right. Hey, look. Okay. All right, Jody. Oh, you always adding in on my part. All right, man. Okay. Hey, listen. Wrapping it up. Did you want to go first? Did you want me to go first? I only got a couple of things.
Go first.
I want to let everybody know that Eden Garden. We're on our last few weeks of the community garden. If you've never did community garden before, every Sunday, 4 p.m., middle of Boston Place. That's right near Collingwood and Central. We've been doing this for 15 years. Come on out. It's therapeutic, and especially right now where we're doing most of our harvesting. So just come on out. And also this Saturday, I was invited to Minister Farrakhan's farm in northern Michigan.
Okay.
And one of the things about the Nation of Islam is we believe in eating healthy. We believe in growing our own food, creating our own businesses, and being responsible. We can't ask anyone to do for us that we're not willing to do for ourselves. And that's where justice or else comes in place, because we've done everything. We voted for people that disappointed us. We've learned from people that disappointed us. We worship with people that's disappointed us. At one point, we're going to have to take responsibility, all right, and do it ourselves. Sabina said something about that when they didn't get the funding, but they did it themselves.
Yep.
And once you do it yourself, people start seeing, hey, they can do this without us. Why don't we help them? All right. So it was great to be on the farm this weekend, and pop my collar. Hey, I'm in the know. All right, I'm in the know. Yeah, pop my bow tie. I'm in the know. It's like that. So hey, that's what I had going on this week. Man, I'm really looking forward to being involved in the community for some things that's coming up this weekend too.
Okay, what you got coming up this weekend?
I want to find out what Sabina's doing. If there's what's going on with House of Chaos. I want to find out if the NAACP is doing anything this weekend. And I want to scroll through your page to find, that's what I really need to be doing. Scroll through your page, find out what's happening, and then ask all the CSRN members to come to Jody's event. All right.
And see, I feel the love, and see people are going to be sad for like the next 3 weeks. Because for those of you who don't know, I said it like 50 million times, next week is my last week here on air, because the week after that, I will be in Tokyo from Monday until Saturday. I think I come home Saturday afternoon. So I'm not going with a different phone plan or anything like that. This is my vacation. I am on event 389 currently as today, because I count today as my events, because I'm talking to people live. You could be doing anything else when I'm taking ride services in other cities, or even just to get around here. Every now and then I serenade some people. That's just me. But that's a count too, because nobody else hears that but you and me in that car.
Do we need to fill in? Do we need a Jody fill in for next week?
Possibly so, because I don't know how the Wi-Fi is going to go over there. Again, I'm going, so my phone doesn't ring. I will have Wi-Fi, but it's my gift to myself for this year for doing everything. I just finished my first indie film. I don't know how that goes. Don't ask me about SAG and stuff, but my first one of that this year. And then, like she said, you learn how to do stuff even with us here. And now people invite us. We had a protest, and then next year they invited us as speakers.
They better have. All right. All right. Now, it's doing this podcast is lame without you. All right. So we need to search and find out a Jody type person. I don't even think there's another you out there. All right. So we got to do something. All right. We got to do something. Maybe even, I don't know, find out what's Angel doing. All right. Has she ever been on or invite Sabina? We need,
we got to have somebody. I got to check out the time again.
All right.
Next week will be my last week, and then I'll be gone for a week, and then I'll be back after that. But it's something that's nice. Everybody keeps asking me, why am I going and what am I doing? Yes, I am performing. Yes, I am grabbing stuff for personal friends of mine to bring back to the United States. Yes, I'm going to graffiti some stuff illegally.
Okay, good.
But
it's only right that you do.
Exactly. All right. My thing is, I may never go back again. I mean, especially under these circumstances, I'm going with my sister. If I ever do it, maybe with somebody else. A completely different experience. And that's the point of the world, too. It's not, I'm worried about who says this is going on in this country. I want to see it for myself.
Okay.
I want to hear it from somebody. I mean, yeah, it's good for advice. But either way, things coming up, because, we're going to get out of here a little early. We're going to let people get to their dailies and stuff. So, as he said, and as I said, you're going to kind of be disappointed because I'm not doing anything this week or next week until I go. And then when I come back, I got a Black Expo I'm hosting and some other stuff, and it all starts over again. But for last week, we had the ending of Momentum.
That's right.
Which was awesome. I was there again with the 1,000 Poets for Change. Shout out to Joni McKentry. We also had so much other stuff. I got to see the full exhibit, because if you were there Friday before last, there were some exhibits that weren't up. And everything changed every single day. So the first Friday we had different food truck vendors. The second Friday we did, and even that Saturday, and as it got more and more, we moved things around from the intersection because they had parking day. Shout out to everybody who was part of that. We got to get Jaden in here.
That's right.
Maybe we can get Jaden to come on in the show and stuff.
You think he come here?
He
would come all the way down to visit us.
We got Tatiana. Right. I don't see why we can't get him.
Right, yeah, we also got Sabina too. So we're doing something. All right.
But it was fun seeing all the artists and the way art can be anything. Normally it's been like last year it was all over the place at Uptown Green, at Promenade Park, and all that stuff. This year it was contained to just Superior Street, so you got to see what used to be the old delis. And I want to say that's where Woolworths was, in that area around there, showing my age as a little kid.
Day.
But
back in the day. Yes, sir.
And it was nice because the artists got to use spaces that would have been safety deposit boxes back in the day. You could see that, and they got to kind of put their stuff on it. Then you had also the live bands on Saturday. So the first couple of nights doing poetry and everything, we were inside. Shout out to Shelby Faulkner, aka Poetess, for bringing Kingdom Connect there for the second end of the poetry and stuff. And then there was the jazz band that was there. That was outside. I got to meet Squish. If y'all seeing this or anything like that, that was one of the bands that was playing while Kingdom Connect. It's kind of funny because it was more like a Rock This Way video from that Run DMC era.
All right, I got you.
It was interesting. I got to go back to their studio and talk to them and do some adult stuff as far as contracts and everything.
I was gonna say, all right,
no, because I think that they were a heavy metal band. People don't see me as heavy metal, but yeah, I still think a dog chain.
I can kind of see that.
So that's some of the stuff that was going on this week. I'm just going to run down real quick because, again, you probably won't see my face because I'm trying to relax.
All right.
Re-stress.
Self-care.
Self-care.
Yeah. Self-care.
So that's what I'm doing for these next 2 weeks before I go, because in the land of the rising sun, I don't know if I might come back. I might go over there and be like, bye, sis.
Hey, man, I'm good over here.
No, I don't think I got enough. I got to figure out, is it yen that's over there? I don't know. But either way, I'm not about to offend nobody. They got offended when I was in Canada and giving them American money. It was like, oh, you're trying to be funny. I'm like, no, I don't know. Just use your card. No, money's king.
All right.
So, of course, coming up, we have the 7th annual, and I do festivals and stuff, Sacred Harvest Festival 24401 Poe Road, Grand Rapids, Ohio. So if you're a festival person, if you like all that stuff, they are from September 21st to September 24th. Go out in the woods, have fun, be with nature. This Thursday coming up is the open mic expressions at St. Paul. So if you want to go to an open mic in Toledo and stuff like that, there is a great one. I may be there. I'm not sure, but I've been to that one a couple of times. We have the Soul Fusion Yoga and Candle Making. That's done by Costella Tierra or Taylor Holloway, who also owns that candle company. So I believe that is at her place at 5223 Hill. So if you can make that, it's Saturday, 1 p.m., and there's the Toledo Night Market this Saturday, 6 p.m., Toledo's Farmer Market. And that's all the stuff I see before we come back again. And I get to be all sad and stuff about not being here the next week.
I know. Hey, let me give some for our page, our YouTube, and how they can support us. And then we're going to get to 5 minutes of heat.
That we are.
All right, family, if you want to follow us on YouTube. We are trying to get up to 100 subscribers. I think we passed
100,000.
Oh, it's 100. That was a leap.
It's like Austin Powers thing. 100 million. No,
I wasn't in that meeting right there. I'm like, Angel, I wasn't in that meeting. That we went from 100 to 100,000. All right, I know where I am within this company. All right, if you want, we need you to like, subscribe, and share our podcast. I'm trying not to laugh while I'm saying this. If you want to support us via Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Listen to us on Spotify. check out our YouTube. All right. We really need to blow that up. And follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, but we're trying to get the tech team to get that X logo. I don't know what we got to do to get an X logo.
I don't know. I just left that platform alone.
Okay, all right. Well,
but
we still want them to follow. We want them to follow us. We want them to follow us, Jody. All right. Don't listen to Jody. Follow us. All right. He's not on X. We try to get on X, and we got to get on TikTok.
I say it like that.
Okay. We're not trying to get on X like that. Not my job. Really, they was sort of kind of firing me before. Now I'm like, what everybody on X. All right. Anyway, formerly known as Twitter. All right. If you want to support us on Cash App, hashtag CSRN 419. Support us on PayPal, CSRN 419. I don't know if this going to be my last day on the podcast or my last day at work. All right.
That's good. Somebody in TikTok that moment right there.
All right. And also we do have our Black Lives Matter signs. Just inboxes for the defund Toledo Police Department signs. Yep, we got 2 left. Well, 2+ left. And also soon we're gonna have our CSRN yard signs. All right. So you can show your support for CSRN by having a CSRN red, black, and green yard sign in your lawn. We got those coming up. Jody, I think that I've done enough damage here. All right. We may not need to come back after today. Oh man. So we're talking about 5 minutes of heat. We came up with that term because of a song that I really liked way back in the 80s, in the 90s, by Houdini called 5 Minutes of Funk. No, Angel, like, what is that? Okay, it was an old rap song, Angel. Okay. And we wanted to do something different with the way we close out our meetings when we had physical meetings, and we close it out with creative expression. We had no idea that Jody was a poet back then. We didn't know what he was. All right. We were scared. But he said that he wanted to do a poem. And since then, he's been our resident spoken word artist. We love him because he freely gives his craft. Not only that, he's an author, he's an illustrator, he's a business owner, he's a chef, and also he's an awesome friend too, a beautiful human being. And he's been doing our 5 minutes of heat for a minute.
Yep.
Hey, all right.
Also, if there's any poets or anything like that, Hunter, I'm looking at you, or some other people that I'm always on stage performing with. Come on the show. Don't be scared. Message me or Brother Washington, because this is here for y'all. We don't do no triggering. We don't do anything like that. If you got something that you're trying to promote, whether it be a dangly thing, a new book, some cream, new program, we want to hear from you.
Almost teared up when I was talking about you. I need to take my glasses off for a second. There you go. All right.
So basically, I kind of scrolled because the last thing I already wrote, it was supposed to be Haley, and that was last week. But she's gonna come back, probably next week before I go, and then ask for some stuff because I wanted her to hear the complicated stages. But I do have a rule: I don't perform nothing twice in too long. That's how I got to over 6,000 individual pieces and like 15 books, because it's new to y'all, but to me it's like crap.
All right,
I already did that. So this one has been a while. Y'all haven't heard this one in probably a couple years. It's called Peace of Mind. So let's begin. Peace. So I learned to stay away from people who did not want change, people who were always pointing the finger at someone, people who were always ready to complain but never do anything when it came time to make change, people that stay in front or behind but never at your side, people that would give up every single thing they were told to decide. This took me most of my life and many miserable dead-end trails to circle back around and find out where I failed. I was becoming just like those people who would hear a tragic story and feel nothing, people that don't put through thought into their actions, people who encase themselves in their own projects, their own perfect bubble, people that shut off the rest of the world to accomplish one goal. By criticizing the things I did not want to become, I was also giving myself energy to become what I would become. So I hugged everybody. And at the end, very at the end, if at least shook their hand to find out what made us so different. A simple acknowledgement to the person right in front of me. Not all hugs, handshakes, or a simple hello led to anything past that. But many of my branches took root. They led to conversations, connections, organizations, a community of growth I've seen on the uprise. So the best thing I learned to do for myself was stay away from people until I found myself. In peace.
And as always, we snap our fingers. We don't clap our hands. All right. Awesome, Jody. Awesome. Hey, listen, so you will be back next week, but
I will be back next week.
And we need to find that Jody replacement. Family, if you're watching this, if you think that you got what it takes to beat Jody, all right, and help us to not have a lame podcast within a couple of weeks. Hey, inbox us, all right, but don't inbox us asking them about, do we want to know about your business, all right?
No cryptocurrency.
No cryptocurrency.
Whoever's doing that meta, your page is a copyright. We don't care.
Right. And you know what? And as always, all lives can't matter until what?
Black lives matter.
And black lives can't matter until
all black lives matter.
Justice or else?
Yeah.